What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of LVT, and welcome back to the channel. We've got Season 48, War number 12 against Salty. Battle for the podium, I believe. Or not. I don't know. It's hard to say because I think we need some help. I think GT40 needs to lose. But we will see what happens with this particular war. So I will likely do kind of a rewards follow-up video after this one to see exactly where we end up. But in the meantime, let's get going with this war. I've got the usual CGR on node number 4. This one doesn't go as clean as all the other ones for some reason. I don't know if it was just nerves heading into the last war, and anyway, he ends up going down, but I ended up losing more health than I would have liked, so end up pushing him to the SP3, which he doesn't even get off, so it's fine. So we've got fight number 1 down with 4 more to go, I believe, from memory. But anyway, we'll get to that. So you have this blade now on number 13. So I've never taken blade here. So I thought this was an interesting placement in the sense that I'm not sure how this was going to work. So I know I have to keep my distance, and I know I can't throw him to an SP3 like I would do with some of the other champs, because the bleed damage that I would get from that plus being stunned would be a nightmare. So I am trying to build my prowess so I can dex out to bait the SP1s. Worst case, I throw the SP2, and actually what I did there was as I ended up parrying the SP1, both of the bullets, both of the, I guess ninja stars or whatever you want to call it, to be able to keep some prowess up. But the idea is to keep pushing to my SP2. I did have power backs on. I did push him a little too far there, but the idea was to just let him melt down at that point. So I was trying to keep my distance to keep the debuffs off me, so the damage is maximized, and he went down faster than I honestly thought he would. So no, very happy with the way that went down. I wasn't sure. That was kind of the, when you get a first time, a new fight for the first time, you never know how it's going to react or how you're going to react with the AI in that particular situation. So happy with the way that went. And now we're moving on to the Sauron that I have in path 6. Change to full suicides here. The idea APB1, power start 1 to build to the SP2. Make sure that once he gets up to a 7 and 8 prowess, that you pay attention that he is not unblockable charging you. So I was baiting SP1s kind of all day. Make sure giving him distance, and then taking one to the face is always good to get the degen on me. I love that. It's my favorite thing in the world, considering I dueled him a bunch of times and dexed it probably 100 straight times. So it's very frustrating when that happens, especially now that, rip the potions, because, man, these wars for me, I'm happy off-season's coming, because I think I spent close to 700 or 600 units here just on invul boosts. And between all the potions and stuff, the amount of loyalty I'm spending right now, anyway, it's okay. It's all worth it at the end of the day as soon as you get the solos, so I'm okay with the cost of war. But it's just a little bit more than what I'm used to, and it is what it is. So we'll just have to make sure we hit some arena more, get some additional units in, and build that back up, and go from there. So this one here against this Mangog, again, I put the invul boost on instead of the power instead of the power APB, only because if I had to push him to an SP3 or even his SP2 that might be unblockable when he's got the 10 charges, it was just to avoid that. So the idea was I was doing 4-hit combos to not build his charge, trying to bait out the SP1 as much as possible just because for less risk of dying, and he went down relatively easy. I was actually surprised by that. In my duels and stuff, they didn't go as clean in the sense that it took a little bit longer for him to go down, but happy that happened. So in this next one, I make a little bit of a mistake. It's funny because I took the time, you won't see it because I cut it out, but I ended up changing the boosts, which is fine, to get the Mystic Power Back boosts on, which is fine. But I forgot to turn off Suicide. So at this point, I'm like, why am I losing health? This makes no sense. I've taken this fight or Wiccan a bunch of times, Cold Snap immune and whatnot. Why am I taking damage? And I was like, oh my god, because I was rushing in because I wanted to get the use of the invulnerability boost, so I could push him to SP3 without worrying about it. I forgot to take suicides off. So fortunately, I do have I'm able to get the plasmas, the shocks and stuff on, and he goes down really quickly. But it just sucks because, again, when we're talking about how expensive wars can be, I end up burning more potions, trying to heal up, because I still have, another fight at the end of this with his a King Groot on, was it 46 or 43 or whatever this note is, but... And I was a little nervous about this, because again, second time facing King Groot, I was a little more confident after watching the first time, but this time at least I had a guidance boost on, which allowed me to parry freely, so I didn't have to worry about him shrugging off anything with the Furies that he has up. So instead now, it's just keep the neutralize up, spam the SP2 as much as possible, and don't let him necessarily throw the SP2, because it will be unblockable. I mean, if I do have the resist up, I will block it because he is Cosmic again, and we can block unblockable little specials from Cosmics when you have a resist up. But just to be safe, I was considering I was able to get a bunch of prowess on him pretty easily. I just wanted to make sure that he was throwing the SP1s and not the SP2s. Anything that could happen usually does if you're not planning and prepping for it. So in this case here, I knew I had an Invul boost on, so I ended up pushing him to the SP3 just to avoid the SP2, getting some extra damage in as well. Because the other thing too, though, is that by him spamming SP1 on this particular node, he ends up gaining power faster for every subsequent kind of special he'll throw. So at some point, if his damage doesn't, if he isn't dying fast enough, it could get to a point where he could just be getting specials non-stop and then eventually getting the SP3s and SP2s, which makes it a little tougher. So, anyways, what can you do? On a positive note, our battle group ended up finishing this war with a donut. So that is absolutely huge. Really happy about that. And also happy to say that we ended up taking down Salty 4-1. So also I believe BG3 had the donut, but yeah, everyone played really well. Came out. It was the last war. We needed it to at least have a chance of making podium. Unfortunately, with the things kind of way things worked out, we ended up finishing master position number 1. So 4th place overall, which I guess is a little bittersweet as well, because when I left SSX, kind of my last season there, I finished 4th. So, and then coming back to finishing 4th with intentions or the goal to kind of go up. Really excited about where kind of we're going to be heading for with this. Like, I know our target is now podium, if not number 1 overall. We're trying to do our best to get to that point. We'll see what happens. We'd heard rumors about GT40 potentially taking a break, so that leaves, a couple big allies there that are going to make it a little difficult for us. But we're going to see what we can do and go from there. So in the meantime, as you saw, the war results are in. These are my openings. I elected to go with 3 Mystics, only because I'm hoping to get I think Werewolf by Knife was the one I was kind of hunting, because I have most of the other 6 stars. I have the featured champs. The only other feature champ I don't have is White Tiger. So just doing kind of a quick opening with these different relics. Always happy to get a dupe on my 6 stars, because especially ones that are duped, or to get the additional dupe, the additional 6 stones on them. So with this one here, I end up opening up 3 featured crystals at the end, with again the hopes of getting White Tiger. Because like I said, every other one I have, well, at least with Bull, I don't have the Bullseye 5-star, but I have him at rank 3 6-star, so I don't need him. I do have Ironheart already unduped, and then sorry, I did have her unduped until these crystals, I believe, from memory. But either way, so, and I was happy to, oh, there you go. So there's the Ironheart. I wasn't sure when that one was actually going to pop up. But overall, I was very happy to get my my White Tiger on the first crystal. So just like that, now I'll be able to open 6-star crystals, get more ISO, to get potential more 6 stones on some of the ones that aren't maxed out already. And then opening my 7-star basic, I ended up pulling a Silk from memory. So happy overall with my openings. Overall happy with the way the season was going. I started off with a couple deaths that maybe there was one bad matchup and one that I want back. But overall, that brings us to 11-1 on the season. We had a very good season, 50 fights, 4 deaths. Again, I am on a little bit better of a streak. The last number of wars I have not died, and I would like to keep that going as much as possible. So all to say is I want to give a specific shout out to our officers that helped guide us through all this stuff. Crustum, Taters, I mean, there's so many guys that know so much, even IP and I can't even think of them, Lizer, and I'm just drawing complete blanks right now. But you guys, thank you for the effort and energy you guys do to put into all of this. I know it's a thankless job, but you guys do it great, and I'm happy to be here, happy to be trying to contribute and be the soldier that you need me to be. And looking forward to the next season. Like I said, I know this war video is getting out a little bit late, so season's starting up in about a week or so. So looking forward to that, and we will catch you all on the next one. Take care, guys.